Hello, good morning or afternoon, whenever you are watching this. My name is Angela Rosoff. I am the founder of Yogini Prana. The idea behind Yogini Prana is that we are empowering, releasing, invoking our feminine energy. Yogini is the term for a feminine yoga practitioner or goddess. And prana is the word for energy or vital life force. I have an app coming out next month that focuses on the 5 energetic qualities of prana. And I can't wait to share that with the world. So look out for more information about that. But today we are entering a class with the theme of winter renewal. And in the intention of hosting this class, my hope is to help folks who are involved in New Year's resolutions, if you are doing a detox, trying to slim down, or just to add an exercise class to your life. This is a short 30-minute class. Thank you for joining me today. It's so fun to see this little group here. So if you have any questions, please ask me in the chat room. And let's get started. I'm sitting in Sukhasana, easy pose. I'm sitting on a blanket. And for props, very simple. I have a blanket and a strap. And I'm actually sitting on a pillow. I think I said a blanket. But let's just center into our breath. We're going to have a little bit of a fast-paced motion because if anyone is doing something in the winter, it's really good to warm up and to detox. We're going to do some gentle stretches with the spine and also a couple of twists. So this is a short class. We're going to have a short entry and a short Shavasana and really get the bulk of this within movements. So to everyone in the US, Midwest, South, I know it's cold there, so hopefully this will help to warm you up. So sitting in Sukhasana, easy pose, enlivening the back, rolling the shoulders down. Imagining you're pressing an orange between your shoulder blades. Close your eyes, relaxing the jaw, lifting the tongue up to the top of your mouth. There's some background noise here. I'm so sorry. I have a very loud family right now. I'm working on some noise canceling action with technology, so look out for that. Eliminating any distractions in our breath. Let's consider a visualization of an elephant. Ganesh, the Hindu god, the remover of obstacles, helping us to focus, bringing us into our practice to enliven our bodies, bringing renewal to our bodies as we approach spring. We're still in winter, but spring is coming. We're seeing bulbs shoot up. If you're under snow, I guess you're not seeing that. You're still in the winter. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. Breathing in, breathing out, contracting the diaphragm, breathing in, big belly breath. Let your belly hang out, breathing out, contracting, rubbing the hands together, covering the eyes, opening the eyes. Here we are. Feel free to return to your breath if you need to during this practice. Let us remove our pillow or any props that we have, helping us to sit up nice and tall and we're going to explore cat-cow pose, Marjaryasana and Gomukhasana. Here we go. Cat, cow, Marjaryasana, Gomukhasana, cow pose. And rounding the back, allowing yourself to have some mindfulness around all the vertebrae, trying to really round the lower back, bringing intention to the lower back, bringing our backs up like a cat, stretching, feeling it as we drop our head, and then reversing the stretch here. You can wiggle back a little if that feels good. And again, knees are shoulder width apart. Toes can be grounded into the ground. Bringing some power into this pose, and then notice the placement of your fingers. Are they wide and really pressed into the mat with the palms of the hands? Dropping the head and stretching, looking up, bringing the gaze up to the sky. And then let's find ourselves in tabletop position. Let's continue our stretch by lifting up, bringing the right leg forward. Grounding the left toes into the ground. If this is hard on your knee, I suggest placing a blanket here. We're going to do both sides. Kind of hard on my knee here. So setting this up. Reaching out. Ardha Hanumanasana. So this is monkey pose. Part of monkey pose. It's a half split. So in this way, we're able to really focus on just what's going on here in the stretch that we're getting. So we should feel the stretch in the left leg as we balance our bodies here. Tucking the pelvic floor, tucking it under, engaging the gluteal muscles, engaging the quadricep muscles of the left leg. Now, if this is too hard for you to bend over, bring the right leg up into more of a lunge. And really stretching your body forward. Feeling the stretch here in the gluteal muscles all the way to the hamstrings. So we're feeling a flow from the lower back, gluteal muscles, hamstrings. But if this works for you, this is a lovely stretch. You can even bend your foot toward your shin to intensify the stretch in the hamstrings. And then if you have blocks, you could place your blocks here or placing the hands down onto the mat. I'm going to cup my hands and land on my fingertips. And then really keeping the integrity of the back, finding that space, breathing in. Let's take 3 deep breaths here on every exhale, breathing out and moving forward. Just a little bit more into the stretch. Resting the hands on the shin. Finding your balance, toning the abs, tucking the pelvic floor, toning the abs, the pelvic floor, engaging the gluteal muscles. Ardha Hanumanasana. Ardha Hanumanasana. All right, finding our space. 2 more breaths. One last cleansing breath here. Feeling the shift here in the hips pressing us forward. And then finding your way up, bringing the foot onto the ground, bringing a little resting pose here. Let's find ourselves into Balasana, child's pose. It might feel good to release the shoulders like this, and holding onto the heels, the top of the head into the mat. Or it might feel good to bring the hands forward, really pressing into the floor, stretching the shoulders, the armpits, finding what works best for you today, right now. When you're ready, press up from child's pose. And we have our leg here. Let's ground our right foot, bringing our left foot forward, keeping the hips square, engaging the gluteal muscles, all of the gluteal muscles that kind of round through here, engaging the quadriceps, finding that space in your body. Again, if this is a better stretch for you to really focus on the gluteal muscles and on that forward bend, by all means, find your space here. Absolutely. If you are able to do a deeper half split, that's the idea of this pose, is that we're doing the splits in half measure, just to allow ourselves to mindfully express the energy in our hamstrings, in our gluteal muscles, feeling the flow of energy from the lower back gluteal muscles all the way down to our hamstrings. Stretching, finding our way. Let's take 3 deep breaths in, breathing in, breathing out, pressing forward, smile, breathing in, exhale, breathing, pressing forward if that feels good. Maybe this is where we stay, breathing in, pressing forward from the hips, leading with the chest, and then rolling up. Release the pose, Balasana. Amazing. Really feeling that grounding nature, allowing your armpits to just reach for the floor, grounding the hands, tops of the feet, grounding ourselves into our renewal, and then press up. With the renewing energy of this new year, finding the grounding elements in our bodies, with touching the floor, changing our space to orient to the floor from the tops of our body. Very healing practice during a winter renewal action. So lovely. So here we are, tabletop position. Let's find our way into downward dog. And if you have space, like I do, between your heels and the ground, bringing a blanket to support the heels, just to help you find a better downward dog pose. Here we go. And finding this grounding nature. This is my first downward dog of the day. I spent time this morning with my family and children. And this is my first yoga practice of the day. So I'm so excited to share it with you. So grounding in. Pressing the heels in, begin to cycle the heels up and down. Bringing a gentle, deeper stretch to your hamstrings, training the hamstrings to find their ways onto the floor. Because it's possible to bring those elevated hamstrings to the floor, and it will happen. Just checking the body, rolling the shoulders back, pressing the head toward the floor, pressing the crown toward the floor, finding your best downward dog. Folding at the hips, rolling the shoulders down, toning the abs. Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog. Let's hang out here for 3 breaths. Pressing the hamstrings in with every exhale. Exhale, relax the face. Gentle inversion here. Inhale, pressing into the floor. Let's take one more deep cleansing breath. Moving into plank pose. You may want to move the blanket behind you, setting yourself up properly, making sure your wrists are under your shoulder blades, tucking the pelvic floor forward, toning the abdominals, rolling the shoulders back, really feeling that graceful balance in your body. Oh, I'm getting warm now. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing in through the nose. You can breathe out through the mouth for a cooling effect. Last breath. And rolling it down, pressing the triceps next to your shoulders, rolling the tops of the feet down. Gently place your head onto the mat, finding your best pose. Let's do 2 sun salutations, completing this warming action. Wonderful. Pressing the toes into the mat, pressing up, back into plank. Downward dog. Walk, skip, or jump to the top of the mat. Enjoy a moment in forward fold. This is a really wonderful posture to invoke joy, happiness, delight, excitement. You might get to where you could wrap your fingers around the tops of your feet, really pressing in. Take a smile. Smile to your knees. Beautiful. And then we're going to bring ourselves up to a half lift, extending the spine, allowing your neck to be elevated in line with your spine. And then breathing, lift up, hands to the sky, reaching forward. Have a little tiny back bend here. Hands to the heart. Hands up to the sky, breathing out, reaching forward, all the way to the toes. Hands to the floor, press back, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Plank pose, mindfully aligning the body, tucking the pelvis, contracting the gluteal muscles, contracting the quadriceps, smiling to the floor, rolling the shoulder blades back, aligning the body, and then really rounding out the triceps, digging into the sides of the body as you roll down, placing the head on the mat briefly, smiling into the mat, pressing up for low cobra. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's here. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then back down, head facing down. I'm just gonna wiggle down here just a little. Align myself with my video camera here. And then having your hands next to your shoulders, we're going to do locust pose, Salutations. Salutations. So grounding your navel into the floor, feeling that grounding nature of the body, connecting back with Mother Earth through this central connecting point in our bodies, the navel. Do you feel that action of true grounding? Feel the bottom of your rib cage also connecting. This area, this midline area, fully melting into the ground. Full connection point. With your hands next to your sides, experiment with lifting the feet off of the floor. For locust pose, we're going to turn into a beautiful flower. Imagine that shape of a flower with our bodies moving up and back. One more time, lifting the feet ever so slightly. I have my feet kind of winging out. You can also glue the inner thighs together, pulling the pelvic floor up to the navel. So offering a deeper connection point with the grounding that you're doing with your midline, pelvic floor, pulling up to the navel. Very impressive action. And if you're not feeling that, just do what you can with your pelvic floor. Bring some contraction to the pelvic floor. If you are lifting that line of action, let's release it. Bringing the head to the mat. And from here, let's isolate the arms. So lifting the head up, hands next to the shoulder, bringing the arms up. You can ground the tops of the feet into the floor and just experiment with what that feels like. Can you straighten your arms? Really reaching the hands. A lot of energy. Fingers are spread open. Straightening the arms, toning the triceps. Let's do a gentle up and down. Let's do this 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down. Keep your hands in front of you. Bring your head down. We've been setting up for locust. Smile into the mat. And when you're ready, ground your navel and your midline into the floor. Take a deep breath. And on the exhale, lift it all up. Coordinate the motion. Bring the inner thighs together. Zip it up from the pelvic floor to the navel. Do you feel that line of action? Straightening the arms out, lifting, toning the triceps, feeling the body, feeling that core working and grounding into Mother Earth, connecting our lost umbilicus to the earth, smiling, and release. Oh, bring it down. One more breath. Inhale in, connecting the midline, toning the pelvic floor. Lift it all up one more time. Your most graceful action of the morning or afternoon. Connecting, delighting in all of this connection with the earth. Rolling the shoulders back. Smile. And release. Oh, so wonderful. Really, really nice. And when you're ready, flip over for Shavasana. That was so good. If you would like to do a flat Shavasana, feel free. I'm facing the sun for Shavasana, and that's a really good action to do if the sun is in your line of sight. I'm going to add a little restorative action, but you are welcome to just open up to the simple Shavasana practice on my long pillow here. If you have a bolster, use a bolster. There we go. I'm going to have a pillow, and I'm going to use my strap to really engage and open up the hips for a final resting pose, allowing the hips to open and reclined bound angle pose. So I'm going to wrap here on my feet. I'm going to wrap the strap just around the top, the midline of my foot, wrapping it around, catching it with one hand, pulling the feet in, allowing for a nice adjustment, and then rolling back. My head is going to drop slightly, but not too much. You could add another pillow just to keep your head elevated a little, but I'm kind of liking this little decline in my crown just for this moment. And you can pull here. You can allow yourself to set it up and let it go. If you have a strap that has a lock on it, you can wrap it around your waist, lock it up, and keep this pose really tight. But it's okay for Shavasana to just allow the legs to wing out and allowing gravity to just open it up, releasing the hips. Very healing practice. In the esoteric body, the hips are the space of the root and sacral chakras. These chakras house the feelings of safety, security, creativity, passion, devotion, and really this releasing practice every day is very incredible for your body and your brain. It connects the mind-body connection in a deep way. This is a good one. So let us open up. You can bring your hands out or rest them on the belly, on the sacrum, on the hips, whatever feels right for you. We'll have a short Shavasana here and into the short meditation. Slowing the breath, feeling the connections to to your body, allowing all of this work to integrate back into your body. Connecting our senses with all that we've just done. With all of the stretches, moving new blood into new areas, enlivening our body, cleansing our muscles, joints, and tendons with asana practice. Allows for deeper winter renewal. And this sort of short yoga stretching practice allows you to prepare for the entry of spring. We've been talking about it. He's a lovely dog. He doesn't need a lot of. And in your last inhale here, roll over to your favorite side. Your right side is good. And press up. We'll stop with a quick meditation, integrating all that we've done today. Are your hips more open? Is your lower back stretched? That was the goal of this practice today. Winter renewal. As you continue to renew, adding grounding foods like root vegetables, carrots, sweet potatoes, blue potatoes to your diet. Greens, any kind of greens are very cleansing right now, especially winter greens like collard greens, kale, dandelion greens that are coming up now at the edge of spring, if you're lucky to be in a place like that. Allowing this renewal to grace your face with positivity and delight for knowing that you spent time on a wellness practice for yourself today. Allow it to ripple into all who you are around and your community. Allow your practice to impact your life and those of others. Opening the eyes, hands to the heart, hands to the crown, hands to the third eye. Thank you for joining me and sharing my practice today. Namaste. Namaste. I see a couple of questions. I will answer those in the chat room. I'll see you there. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of my class today.